Hi, welcome back for another pick a card reading. As always, the timestamps will be in the description box below, so of course pause the video if you need to make your selection, and you can go straight to your reading from there. There's also the cards that I'm using, and if you would like a personal reading with me, you can contact me on my Facebook page. Hi, and welcome to your reading if you chose group number 1. And as always, I'm going to just jump straight in. Not even going to summarize this time, just going straight in. Masculine's headspace. We have Major Arcana, the Magician, and the Six of Wands. So at this time, I feel like the masculine is either racking his brains or just putting in that extra effort, that extra mile to really ground this connection, or to take this connection to a deeper level of commitment, or bringing it out into the public if that applies for some people. The masculine is in a place where he is really wanting to solidify this connection, and with the Magician, it does show that he is perhaps rising to his true potential, with the intention to really bring about success and victory within this connection. A very strong energy coming from the masculine in the mind space. And what I notice here, hang on, we've got in the heart space, we've got the Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So this is this energy of being left out in the cold. It is abandonment issues. It is places of lack. It is, as you can see, the imagery does quite speak for itself. The Five of Pentacles is a lacking energy, and the Hierophant is those higher commitments. It's a marriage type card. It's that higher level of learning. And what I see here, the way this came out with the headspace and the heart space, so we can see that this Magician is working his magic, and just the way it's sat, I just feel that the masculine is really trying to come out of any of this abandonment energy or wounds that may have been triggered, like really wanting to work on this, wanting to ground this commitment so it doesn't go back here. Because I feel like there's been a bit of instability with the connection. Maybe it's been a few false starts or something where it's just, stop start perhaps, and the masculine wants to come out of this and really ground it into something that's just unbreakable. I'm hearing like it's like I feel like the masculine, I'm getting this image of an older couple, and whether that's the masculine picturing you together as an older couple, or just this idea that, how you picture an older couple and they're holding hands and you just see this level of commitment because they stuck by each other this whole time. And it's quite a heartwarming thing when we see older couples, and for me that's coming up with the masculine, and having this desire to be old with the feminine. It's sweet, but just mostly really wanting to end this cycle in the heart space where we're feeling left out in the cold. And the masculine is really, whether this is manipulative to get his means or healthy, depends on the situation, but the masculine really does want to weave his magic through any of these old hurts, whether these are old hurts of the masculines or the feminines separate, just really wanting healing and commitment on a deeper level. Victory, commitment, and wanting to make this, like wanting a marriage proposal, wanting to take it to the next level, wanting to scream from the rooftops, meet the family, tell the family if that applies, all that sort of stuff, really wanting to bring it out if they haven't, like meeting the friends, all these things. This is a very public show card, public victory card. So the masculine really wants to, this is us, and we're together and we're unbreakable, and let's do this. I'm feeling from the masculine. But obviously something has come up, because but the masculine doesn't want this connection to fall away. So gorgeous way that the masculine views the feminine here is the Empress and the Ace of Cups. So much love and nurturing and abundance and just true, genuine feminine energy. Truly, she is so feminine. And the feminine has the Emperor in the exact same spot for, and you can even see here, he's looking over at the feminine. But when I see the masculine and feminine like that, I kind of, in mirroring in that way, does talk to me about twin flame energy, if that resonates with you. But we have the masculine really viewing the feminine as just total wish come true. Gorgeous energy. truly loves her and wants to this overfilling cup of love with her, wants to share that together, sees her as just the total key to his heart. It's quite massive the way the masculine views the feminine. It is perhaps a little overwhelming for him at times as well, that she has so much of a hold on him, on his feelings. Don't get caught up in the gender. I'm just going to use his and her pronouns, as you'd know. You've seen my readings before. If you haven't, then there's a little disclaimer. But anyway, so I've got the masculine's desire for the connection, and it's everything I've spoken about so far. We have strength and Ten of Pentacles. He wants to show up, and this is the Ten of Pentacles is that it's a longevity card, so it's showing up every day to build the big picture, the huge project, the business together, the home together, the solid relationship that's unbreakable together. And strength is that, like, really applying that true courage, that true strength is led by the heart, because this is a Leo card, which is ruled by the heart, and it really feeling that love can conquer all is how the masculine feels, and wanting to ground that love in, and all of that love that he feels can conquer anything, he wants to channel that into the physical manifestation of a beautiful life together. Quite seriously fixated and decided the masculine is in this reading at this time. And in my new section is the most likely action from the masculine at this time. We've got some slower energy. We've got some waiting for expansion type of energy with the Three of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very reliable guy. It's very much talking about this energy. It is the card after the Ten of pages, but you know, it's a progression, and really wanting to show up. But also waiting for perhaps the feminine to come to the party. If there's been some sort of hold or pause, or the Five of Pentacles is here to tell us that there has been some sort of feelings of abandonment or triggering in that way, where things have gone perhaps a little bit cold, and really wanting to pull it back into that place of unconditional love and softness again. And the masculine is perhaps just waiting for either the opportunity to step forward and come forward with an offer, or really I feel waiting for divine timing here, whether that's just to let things process if things are a bit bubbly and need to settle down. However it applies, the masculine's most likely course of action is to wait for that expansion, wait for the moment, and then take a very small, slow, gentle steps. No rushing in from the masculine here. We may have an earth sign on our hands. They're quite slow, but I'll just go through. We have got Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Libra, Taurus here, if that applies. Doesn't have to. So we'll jump over to the feminine now. In her headspace, we have Death and Ten of Swords. So the feminine is truly reflecting on this connection. And do I walk away from this? Is this a lesson that I'm repeating here that I need to finish up with? Have I learned all that I need to from this situation? Do I lift myself up out of this situation and move on? Is the question from the feminine. Or has this connection got what it takes to evolve past this? Can we end these cycles and move through this together? The feminine is in deep reflection. I've got so much feeling and goosebumps all over inside my body right now, and this is just the feminine I feel doesn't know. All she knows is that she's not feeling very powerful at this time. We'll get to that. So deep contemplation in the mind space of this is Ten of Swords and the Death card, two total endings cards. Transformation, yes, death and literal endings. So in the headspace for the feminine, I don't think any sudden moves are coming from either party at this time. Could be that you're in separation, whether that's physical, verbal, emotional, distance, whatever. The masculine is truly hoping that this does go together and we work this out. The feminine is still sitting with whether or not she can anymore. If that applies, I hope that resonates. So in the heart space for the feminine, we've got the Hermit and the Queen of Wands in reverse. So that's that powerlessness I was talking about, and she's really reflecting on how this connection can sometimes make her feel powerless, like Is it codependence? Why does she feel this need to keep the connection going if it makes her feel powerless? There's just so many questions going on. Is this right for me? Because I feel the feminine has grown in such a way that makes her question, well, I've learnt these things and I know this about me, then why am I tolerating that there? Or why is, there's an inconsistency with what you've learned and the things you're tolerating or the things you're experiencing. Like, why am I attracting this still if I've learned that lesson? Do I need to assert a boundary here? There's a lot of question going on with the feminine about why this is making her feel powerless, how to turn that around. Is it worth it turning around in this connection, or does she need to go to do it elsewhere? There's so many questions within this reading. This reading definitely feels different. Just deep in the middle of something, I suppose. So for the way the feminine's viewing the masculine, exactly like this. Look at the imagery. I can't remember. When people ask online, what's a good tarot deck to start with? Oh my goodness. If you don't want to learn, if you like the meanings of the cards, just buy this deck because the images will tell everything for you. It's the best beginner deck, that's for sure. Because look at this contemplation energy. That's the feminine, and this is the masculine. They're both looking at each other, and the masculine is in Emperor energy here. So, and what I'm seeing here with the Emperor and Empress is that twin flame energy, but it also is acknowledgement that this connection is significant. Whether it ends now or goes on for a million years, a million lifetimes, probably already has. That's not relevant. What's relevant is just how important this is. Whether it's for a minute, a month, a year, a decade, that doesn't matter. The point is, when I see this combination, this is acknowledgement of just how important, how pivotal this connection is for one another, for the growth and learning that this connection offers. But that aside, the feminine is viewing the masculine as, well, I feel this is the feminine's contemplative energy, feeling like things things haven't gone the way the feminine had hoped. That she feels like I feel like the feminine's shown up in such a way that should have warranted different outcomes. And so there's a little bit of, for some feminines, especially with that Hermit card, a little bit of, well, why did it go like this? There's a lot of that questioning. And those questions are fantastic, and they will bring you to the answers that know yourself deeper. But here we are viewing the masculine as wanting to rise, wanting to show up, but just not, contemplative whether this is right. The feminine's desire for this connection, we have Five of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles being upright, and to me talks about, with that Queen of Wands in reverse, it does talk about bringing that power back. This is a self-made woman. She is so activated, so grounded, so nurturing to self and all others. She is fair and true, and just look at her poise. And she's reflecting on this heartache, and so it's like the feminine's desire is to, hang on a minute, I've got to step back here. If I'm like, because it's not, I just want to say, feelings are right. Feelings are always okay, and we're meant to have them, and every single type of feeling is fine. But the feminine here is like, I shouldn't feel this way. I don't deserve to feel this way. I've put so much work into me. I am this Queen of Pentacles. I am so powerful, and really I just see you're reflecting on your own sadness and on your own sense of loss within this connection. And this being in the desire for the connection is to get real clear on how you feel and take action based on that, to process this, to feel to bring yourself back into your place of power, a place of self-empowerment as well, to not be beaten down, but to self-nurture. I'm just seeing you, wounded child, come out of self and that inner parent being there for self. You know that inner child healing. It's quite the spiral. So there's a bit of that perhaps needs to happen for the feminine too. That might be a message for some inner child healing. And the feminine's most likely course of action at this time, we have Judgment and Seven of Cups. There's just not enough information to make a call or to make a step at this time, but truly seeking that call of judgment to come in the heart space, truly soul searching that heart space. But there's a lot of confusion still at this time. So really the action on both sides is slow, it's processing, it's sitting with, it's feeling, it's, there's no huge action at this time. It's still process, and there will be conversation. We have in the outcome, we have Ace of Swords, so conversations will be had. We have the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords. Conversations about heartache, conversations about betrayal, conversations about things that haven't worked out and that are just too tumultuous to live with or to continue, that so that we must transition past this into something healthier, whether that's together or apart. Some seriously big, hard conversations being had here. Yeah, and then the throat all blocked up. So really, it's going to be quite difficult to perhaps say these things. And that's also perhaps because a lot of this energy I'm seeing is in a place of still gathering those thoughts, still gathering all of that, still processing. So it's not ready to come out yet. So it's getting caught and... But yeah, there's some big conversations that need to be had in the outcome. Now, I've got some oracle cards. A Lovers each. For the masculine is look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. And that's the image there. Take that message as it fits for you. For the feminine is forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. Your life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. And this really brings me back to all of the cards, really, for the feminine, and all these self-inquiring questions. These, this really speaks of this queen wouldn't waste energy on this. It's like, why am I doing this to myself, is what I'm feeling with that. Forgiveness for self, forgiveness for the situation, forgiveness for everything, because it's all served. And to truly be okay with all of those experiences that are hard and painful because they serve. And forgive your need to repeat cycles, to truly know. Forgive your need to truly know. So I got a bridging card for the connection as well. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. That is the bridging connection. And this does still talk about, this place of processing. We're not quite there yet with the answers, and that's okay. I don't need to know the answers right now. That's a beautiful affirmation that I use quite regularly. I don't need to know all the answers right now. I don't need to know all the answers right now. And I just sit with that and I repeat it. And mantra is so powerful. If you've never used it, give it a go. Because everyone I know that I've recommended it to and then they actually did do it, they're like, I didn't think anything of it, but wow, it works. Mantra works. Words are powerful. They are spells, and each time you repeat, it adds more power. So keep them short and sharp. But anyway, the masculine's last oracle card, we have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So the masculine does need to just step back at this time, take care of himself, examine why he's feeling this way with this card. Look inside himself. Why is he feeling the way he is feeling? The feminine's last oracle card is you got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. This is boundaries for self, boundaries within the connection, really examining those boundaries, where they need to be and where they perhaps have lacked. A lot of deep processing within this connection, and I'm sending a lot of love to you. I'm going to leave it there. I hope that gave some sort of insight and clarity, and hopefully gave you a piece of calm to not need to figure it out, to not need to rush, and just sit with it. It's okay. Everything will work out for you in the best way that it's meant to. All the lessons that are available to you are there, and for you to reflect on. It's all there for you. Everything, all the answers. So I just I'll leave it there. See you next time. Hi everyone who chose group number 2, and welcome to your reading. This one's a bit of a complex one, and a lot of cards did come out. So let's jump straight in, because we'll be here for a while. So We have, first of all, Temperance and the King of Wands. And I pulled an extra card and I got the Queen of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of cards here that do talk about divine counterpart energy, twin flame connection, soulmate connection, that mirroring energy. There's a lot of that here. So, starting with the masculine's headspace, we may not be, there may not be much communication between this pair at this time, whether it's physical, verbal, emotional distance. There is some sort of separation or distance here, which would resonate with the twin flame journey. But anyway, we've got the masculine here sitting in a state of temperance, so that's pause, moderation, and patience, and holding vision for the connection. But the feminine has come out next to him in the heart space and in the mind space as in reverse. So what I'm feeling with this, and I can see throughout the reading, this may not apply to everybody, but it does feel like either one or both parties are still involved in a karmic connection, or in one way or another, whether that's still clearing up an old marriage and children involved and things like that. But what I'm seeing with this is the masculine is just holding patience for this misalignment. Does that make sense? Because I feel the masculine has full faith that this is how it should be and belongs. But at this time, it shows me that the masculine is very well aware that the feminine and masculine are not together. For one reason or another, whether that's because it's still needing to both or one person's needing to clear up old karma, old life, and make space for each other. It's just not time yet. There's more to percolate. But mostly I just feel like the masculine isn't giving very much at this time in regards to a commitment or in regards to anything other than just knowing the connection exists, acknowledging that it is what it is a real deep connection. There's that acknowledgement there, but there's no action being taken on it just because it's just not time. It's not right at this time, I feel. The heart space for the masculine, we've got gorgeous Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. The passion is there, that candle, this flame is lit in the masculine's heart space for the feminine. He knows. That's why the King and Queen of Wands came out. These two are very soulful characters, Wands being fire and of the soul. Also grounded in nature. This is very powerful spiritual connection when you see this pair. Yeah, she's in reverse, but I feel that's circumstantial. And this is that wand. This is that flame. It's there in his heart. It is lit for this connection. But we've got the Page of Cups, and that shows me that these are smaller gestures, friendship, just especially with temperance here. There's no big moves. This is acknowledgement of the connection, but just gentle, small things, and not giving very much at this time. The way the masculine is viewing the feminine, we have the World and the 4 and 5 of Cups. So really contemplative about the feminine's perhaps feeling a little stuck about what to do with this connection. What do I do with this impossible love? Because there's you in the middle, feminine, if I'm speaking to you, reflecting on the cycles and all the things that you've learnt that this connection has brought you, and all the cycles of your own life that would need to close out before you could have this connection. Vice versa, if it's the masculine that needs to close but being twin flames, I feel, mirroring energy, I feel it is both that need to clear out karma in one way or another before this connection can take off. I hope that applies. I hope that makes sense. But we've got this, the feminine's what I see here is the feminine's trying to stay positive. Just because of the body language facing the end of cycles here and the completion of something and sort of trying to look, the pain is there. This is this can be quite depressive energy, feeling quite a sense of loss and sadness. Both of these cards can be of that energy, but just trying to sit with it at this time and not focus too much on the heavy sadness. Yes, it's there and overwhelming sometimes, but trying to seek the wisdom, trying to stay in your power. The masculine sees you trying, okay? The desire for the masculine for this connection is the Sun and the Page of Wands. So we've got a lot of pages here. It's very young energy. It's smaller offers. It's not everything yet. And that's fine. It's not time for that yet. But the masculine wants to maintain positivity, to share the light, gorgeous source energy in the sun. And this is free-spiritedness and creativity and expression, and so sharing ideas and sharing fun that's outside of the realm of anything serious, if that makes sense. Just fun still, and light, and because things aren't what you both want them to be right now, it doesn't mean they can't just be what they are, you know, and that's light, and that's fun, and that's okay, even though there's a huge burning desire to be together, especially from the feminine at this time. The masculine is in a place where it's just not time right, or he just, for whatever reason, can't make those bigger offers or step up in that way yet. The desire is there. But anyway, desire for the connection, obviously, to maintain beautiful positivity with each other and support each other through creative endeavors and life, and free-spiritedness, just like really supporting each other in whatever it is you're going through. If that's what you want to do, I'm there for you in your corner, sort of energy, you know. I don't feel controlling energy coming from the masculine at all. Just sort of holding space and holding space for himself as well. Feeling this masculine. Okay, so most likely action. First I got the Seven of Pentacles and the Emperor. So the masculine is, what I see here is the masculine's, this is separate together, but I can read them both ways. The masculine's looking at his creation, where he's investing his energy, his work, his family, whatever it is he's invested in. He's focusing in on that while he's got the Empress at her side. The feminine is there by his side all the way. And as he nurtures these things that may appear to be separate to her, you can even see the colour overlap in the cards. She's there in that, there's intention for her to exist in this. I can't get my words out. The masculine wants to include the feminine in his life. He wants to nurture her. He wants to nurture the connection that this is. But at this time, the most likely course of action is he will focus on what he's doing in front of him. That's all he can do, while knowing, trusting, and hoping the feminine is here by his side. I got some extra on that because it was a bit, you know, and I feel this is a bit and I got the Two of Wands, Four of Wands. So I've got my Twin Flame card, and I've got this crossroads energy. So, you know, more on that. It does talk about if there's that clearing up of old karma, so that, you know, there's, you know, space for the connection to go ahead. It's that the most likely decision is these little investments, these little things, like I said, they may not look on the surface like they support a connection with the feminine, and perhaps they only look like they support his life and what he's doing or his situation. This tells me that the intention under the surface is to reroute towards the feminine, towards the twin flame connection. It's just like a very slow ship in a harbour turning. So intention is there, but it is light, and keep it light because it needs to be at this time. It needs to be totally free. So we'll go over to the feminine's headspace now. We have 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 10, 9, 8. 8 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, right. I'm going to hold this up. So we've got this guarded energy when it comes to the longevity of this connection. Like I've been saying so far when I'm talking to the masculine here, how the feminine has been feeling a little like wanting to ground this connection, is this worth my energy? And like, yes, it's worth her energy. She doesn't doubt that. She knows this connection. I know that. Wrong words. It's just, why isn't this off the ground yet? How, like, the feminine can see the potential, the possibilities, and really, like, let's just do it and follow our hearts. But it's I feel like a sense of either impatience or uncertainty, or that this will come to be, this new prosperous beginning will happen. The feminine quite stuck in the head about that, like, and also I feel if this is feminines needing to clear up old karma, it's also that as well, that huge journey This is going to be quite hard to wrap up something that may have been, you've invested a lot of energy a long time into. Perhaps it's a whole family and a home and a business, or whatever that may be. The feminine is needing to, if in some cases, if this applies, strike out away from this and have a prosperous new beginning. And how am I going to have that Ten of Pentacles again if I'm starting back at the Ace? And there's a lot of questions going on about the bigger picture of your life and how is it going to turn out. It's quite, take a bath. Please, feminine, take a bath. Just bring that down and let it go. We don't need to know all the answers right now was the affirmation for the last reading, and I'm probably going to drop that here too. We don't need to know all the answers right now. In the heart space, we have the gorgeous Lovers and the Two of Cups. The feminine is, that's why this is blowing her mind a little bit of the logistics of the connection, perhaps, because maybe the logic isn't making sense right now when the heart is so loud and it's saying, this is my person and this is the direction I need to go in. This is a connection that will serve and honor me. There's so much knowing in the heart space, and it is purely led there. A lot of investigation in the heart space here, and just really wanting the physical manifestation of these feelings. Woo. Feminine. So, the way the feminine's viewing the masculine. I was going to pull an extra one here. We've got 10 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. So the feminine sees the masculine as her emotional fulfillment. Yeah, okay. Emotional fulfillment would come from this connection, and she does not want to let it go. And the masculine doesn't want to let it go. This is holding close and tight. But this is also for those that are clearing up old karma and old connections. The feminine could be viewing the masculine like he's holding on to those old connections and not quite ready to let them go. Because on the surface it doesn't appear like anything's happening. But the intentions are being woven. That energy is being woven under the surface. The work is all being done behind the veil at this time in regards to this connection. So it may look like nothing's happening on the surface, but that is not the case. Just going to put that one out there. What I just pulled then extra in the way the feminine's viewing the masculine is Knight of Pentacles, Hangman. So really slow turtle energy, probably quite slow moving, because divine timing and circumstances and all the things I've spoken about. Really the masculine is perhaps again in a state of silence, not offering very much with the Hanged Man, but feeling very bound to each other. Both Hanged Man and the Four of Pentacles are very binding, can be very binding energy. So the feminine is, really sees the connection, doesn't want to let it go, sees it as something that would just bring her so much fulfillment, but also sees that where the masculine is at this time, and finding that all a little bit challenging sometimes, I just got to say. So the way the feminine is, what the feminine's desiring for the connection, feminine's desire, and these all just came out in a lump, in a big huddle, and we've got two major arcanas, the Chariot and the Hierophant. So really wanting to move forward in beautiful equal balance with confidence that this connection is bee's knees, is going to make it, is long term, this is marriage commitment. The feminine is wanting to take this from a place of uncertainty and all the other things that need to be tied up, loose ends, like clear all that and just let's move forward, let's do this, let's grab the reins. We've also got 6 of Cups, 9 of Cups, the biggest, just... So the feminine is, feeling this connection, really wanting to come back together. The biggest wish fulfillment for the feminine at this time would be to communicate, to come back together, to reunite with the 6 of Cups. So the biggest wish fulfillment here is to move this forward, to come together, to have a family together. If the couple that I'm speaking to right now may have children together, and to bring that family dynamic back together, if that's what's been on pause, if that's things need to clear to come, bring that back together, if that applies. That may apply to some, but I do just feel, the biggest wish fulfillment is to ground this connection into a higher commitment. And the feminine's most likely course of action at this time is just quite introspective, I guess. We've got 5 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords. So really looking at all areas of her life where there has been abandonment wounds triggered, or this place of feeling like there's a lack, whether that's if in clearing up your own karma, perhaps that does cause for you to feel like you've lost a sense of loss, because we do have that 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands as well, and that's those bigger things you've invested your energy to that might not have worked out, and wanting a new beginning in that way, wanting to manifest a whole new life with this beautiful Page of Pentacles, turning around, you know, whatever hasn't worked, to truly release that and to start again in a sense. I do get the feeling that this feminine here is starting again in her life in one way or another. We've also got that Knight of Cups and Queen of Swords. So it's this, I feel like within this connection, the feminine is teetering between, you know, is this you know, just fantasy? Is this illusion? Like, is this not grounded? There's so much inquiry going on, and a softening that needs to happen. The feminine is perhaps just trying to protect her heart. The heart is in a cage here, trying to protect her heart moving forward with this connection, trying to stay grounded, trying to not get swept up in any of the romanticizing factors of the connection, just not wanting to fool herself, but so connected. It's quite a position to be in. The outcome cards, I've got some oracles as well, but in the outcome we've got Hermit, Ace of Cups, Six of Swords. Same sort of energy where this feminine's at. So this is very, you know, soul-searching, introspective, going within to look at this unconditional love, this connection, this beautiful, loving connection, and do I move on from this? Do I let this go? If it's not time yet, should I just release this completely and move on with my life and allow things to come to me in divine timing? Is trusting in divine timing is a big one here, because this connection has not been allowed to kick off the ground further than where it's at now for circumstantial reasons. And so there's this wanting to protect your heart, wanting to stay committed, and because you recognize the love in this connection, but also knowing that holding on is not healthy for anybody or helping anybody either. There's other things that need your attention at this time. Not to say that this connection will disappear if you did pull your energy away. There's a lot of those questions going around for the feminine. The masculine's oracle cards we have: look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. And I do feel that as a message from masculine to the feminine, as I feel, is so much uncertainty with this connection. Do believe that love is as deep as the ocean. And a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding vision. And this talks about that vision that the masculine is with Temperance and the King of Wands. He's holding that vision. This is visionary energy, but this is a slow moving, patient, all in divine timing energy, Temperance. So it's faith that this is happening. I am nurturing this. It is coming to life. And I feel that's a reassurance to the feminine here, that I do love you and this is happening. It's just not as you thought it would, or it's as quick as you... I'm just goosebumps. Okay, we'll leave that there. I don't need any more goosebumps. Whew. Feminine's oracle, we have beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. And there is a lot of mirroring energy within this connection, where the feminine may be focused on wanting to take things to the next level within the connection, but needing to clear those things up, and so does the masculine. It's mirroring energy there. Also perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. The more talk of that bigger picture. Zoom out of the details here, because it does feel like there's a bit too much focus on the details and it's not serving. And it is serving, because realizing that is something in itself, right? But to release that. And then we have, as a bridging card for the two, we have soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will physically manifest. So this is a connection that is still coming to be, and there may be some sense of losing hope at some points, but just just release, do you, and have trust, have faith, and sending love. I'm going to leave that there. We'll see you next time. Hello, beautiful people of Group 3. I'm going to jump straight in. So now that I'm at Group 3, and as always I get to Group 3 and I see the collective pattern by now, and it's the mantra that I could give every group is, I don't need to know all the answers right now. Leave that with you. Hope that resonates. 5 and 5 for the masculine's headspace. We have the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. Something has come up within the connection that has perhaps deeply triggered both parties, particularly the masculine at this time. Some old emotional wounds from past relationships or childhood has been triggered within the masculine for this connection. There's some old stuff coming up that I feel isn't to do with the connection, but to do with the masculine and his need for healing. But yeah, in the headspace, we're quite perhaps fixated on the sense of loss or the sense of being out in the cold. If this couple is in separation at this time, trying to work through some things separately, needing to take time for processing, but there's some really heavy emotions in the masculine's headspace and feeling perhaps a little left out in the cold by the feminine at this time if the feminine's taking space. So at times I feel the masculine could be quite overwhelmed with the feelings and thoughts and the process of that, around and around and around. 5s are the number of conflict, and we have 2 in the mind space for the masculine. But to bring him solace, his heart space knows the feminine is the empress here in the heart space, and we've got that magician as well. It's this acknowledgement of how powerful the connection is and how powerful the feminine is. And a deep sense of trust that that this connection is the one. The masculine feels that this is the one. This feminine is. There's so much potential here within this connection, and he believes in that, and he has full faith that this is going to. There's hope. There's a sense of loss with the 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles in the mind space. There's fears getting triggered about whether this is going to, come together or not. The masculine may feel like the feminine has all the power at this time as well. Like there's just like the ball's in her court, perhaps. The way the masculine's viewing the feminine, he sees her as his wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups, but also in a deep. Relatively, I just feel withdrawn with this moon card. I do feel a sense of withdrawal from the feminine's energy and to process some heavier emotions. There's a lot of uncertainty. Perhaps the feminine just isn't letting the masculine know too much about her feelings, and the masculine really wants her to open up about how she's feeling and about what she's thinking, and really wanting to connect with her on a deeper level. But the feminine is taking time, I feel, with that. But the masculine wants nothing more than to connect on that deeper level and to know what she's thinking, to get in that mind, to, and it's a little bit of fear triggered there. He really wants to know those things that can't be known with the moon. Some things with the moon are hidden. And the masculine doesn't want to be left out. The desire for the connection, the Fool and the Ace of Wands, to have a new start, to have a new beginning, to start again, to have another chance if that applies, to take a leap and a risk here and just dive into this love. The masculine's desire is to come out of this lacking energy of sadness and just dive into this connection. He wants nothing more with this 9 of Cups, his divine wishes fulfilled. He wants nothing more than to just dive into this love and to breathe new life into it if it's been to not take also any of the old hurts. The masculine really wants to close out those cycles and not bring any of those. He really wants to put those to rest so that he can show up in this connection in a fresh energy with fresh, beautiful love. The Fool has with the Fool card, it sort of implies that there's no real baggage there. It's just a really 0 point, fresh, brand new beginning, freedom. Like, not wanting to bring baggage, I think, from the masculine. Now, the most likely course of action from the masculine at this time, we have a lot of divine counterpart energy. This is actually amazing. We've got, in the outcome, the King and Queen of Swords looking at each other, and in the masculine's most likely course of action, we've got the King and Queen of Wands bookmarking and looking at each other just the same way with the 2 cards in between. Remarkable. We've got a 6 of Cups as well, so past life energy, soulmate energy here quite deeply, and all my readings do seem to be that way, so there's no news flash there. But anyway, the masculine is truly wanting to reunite. You can probably, if there's been no communication, you can expect the masculine to come forward with some sort of communication. He wants this beautiful Ace of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, with the King and Queen of Wands on either side. He wants to share this gorgeous love. He wants it to be equal and balanced and fair and generous and supportive and nurturing. He wants all of those things, and he wants it with the feminine. He wants a deep, spiritually based connection. He wants to truly learn about his soul and his health and his mind state and all of those things, his emotional well-being. He wants to know about those things. He wants to learn deeper about those things and go on that journey of self-discovery with the feminine and truly activate life mission together. And there's just the masculine, I don't know if he's just woken up to this or what, but he's just really seeing the potential of this connection, and this is his desired action. This is his most likely course of action, coming forward with a beautiful cup of love, with this trust and knowing that this soul connection is right for each other, and that you can nurture and support each other in an equal, balanced manner, like truly showing up with balance. We've got both 6s here. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. So much loving energy. Ace of Cups, right? There's so much love coming from the masculine for the feminine, for the connection, for the potential, for all of this. So for the feminine, we have in the mind space the 3 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. I hope this is loud enough. I'm not using my earphone things. They're annoying. I'm sure, let me know if these are too quiet and I'll use them again. But the feminine is waiting at this time to see progress, to see change, to see results, I feel. But also getting on with what she's doing, I feel. Just trying to maybe keep distracted a little bit, if she can. Trying to stay grounded, feeling the challenge, just trying her best, I feel. But waiting for expansion, waiting to see results, waiting to see how this unfolds. Sort of holding space for self a little bit, the feminine might be. Perhaps feeling a little bit discouraged as well. I'm going to just get another for the headspace of the feminine. 9 of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. The feminine is uncertain about this, about whether this connection will take off, because perhaps in the past it's been false starts, or it's just not smooth as she'd hoped, or strength. Yeah, it is requiring quite a level of courage to try and stay grounded but trust your heart at the same time. 6 of Wands, wanting that public victory. Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. The feminine is wanting to really absorb. 9 of Pentacles ended up on the bottom of the deck again. Wanting to be grounded, wanting to learn all the wisdom within this situation, wanting to take everything that's available for her to learn, to use, to grow. There's so much personal development type energy here, and I'm wanting to see development reflected in the connection too. The feminine is holding tight, I feel like, with this Strength card, totally looking after herself, trying to bring her energy back, stay grounded, stay focused, using those spiritual practices that keep her even keeled. There's a lot of effort coming from the feminine to just keep things balanced. So we've got We've got Cancer here, Pisces, Libra, Taurus, Leo. I just thought I'd mention those since they're here. They may apply, but anyway, quite strong in the headspace for the feminine. Perhaps just getting busy on her work, doing her thing, working on her craft, while she waits for the expansion of this situation, waits for things to unfold. The heart space, we've got Ten of Cups and Temperance, so holding space even more, being quite patient. I might get another in the heart space again. Just really holding space for this connection, feeling like she knows that there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment here. There's a lot of potential. I had it dropped through. There it is, the World. Yeah, more talk of wanting to close out old cycles and take the knowledge from it, take the wisdom from it. And the 10 as well is that ending of a cycle. The feminine is like, it's gonna move on and evolve from here, or it's not happening sort of energy. Like really, I feel like the feminine might need to relax that a little bit, not to be so black and white in this situation. I'm feeling not to be so black and white, but just stay open to the possibility that there's more hidden beauty in this situation than meets the eye, and there's a lot to be learned. So the way the feminine's viewing the masculine is the Wheel and the Seven of Wands, so quite challenged by the shift and change that's happening at this time, but trying to forge a new way forward. These wands can represent all the different ways in which the masculine could be overwhelmed by this situation, but trying to all take by the I really feel like the feminine is a great example for the masculine here, in the sense that she's taking care of herself and using the practices, and that might be rubbing off on the masculine, because I see this activation in the solar plexus, and that's bringing that energy back into the power center and not letting the wands distract and overwhelm, like this heavy energy. Not like really, the distraction and overwhelm is there in the mind space, but in the heart space we've got that magician, we've got that power. And I just feel with the Seven of Wands, yes, it's challenging for the masculine, but he's really trying to rise here, trying to not fall down to what is hurting and woe is me, but to face it head on if he can, and create shift and change. The feminine's desire for this connection, Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, she wants this connection to be nurtured into being. She wants to invest her energy here. She sees it as emotionally fulfilling, prosperous new beginning here. There's so much potential for this beautiful connection. This just being challenged right now, and rightly so. All challenges that are coming up and ever do are always there to serve us, to make us grow stronger in our own trust and understanding of self. And there's always so much hidden beauty. I think today's card on my own Facebook page is Hidden Beauty. Pretty sure that's the one. I recall seeing it recently anyway, Hidden Beauty. And there's more to situations than what appears. And that's been the theme here in this reading, in these 3 readings as well. As I'm at the 3rd one now, I can see how, 1, I don't need to know all the answers right now, and 2, that's because there's so much happening under the surface than what appears. That's the theme here. Now, most likely course of action from feminine, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups, 10 of Swords, 4 of Swords. So receptive to, I do feel the feminine's going to be receptive to offers from the masculine of rekindling, of coming back together, of creating a better balance within the connection, of healing any old wounds. The feminine's going to be receptive to that energy, but at the same time, like, yes and no, like uncertain about receptivity perhaps. Maybe there's this juggling, 10 of Swords, 4 of Swords. This is endings and taking rest and stepping right back, and this is magnetizing and romance and receptivity and enjoying that sort of energy. So the feminine might at first come back together and discuss and have this perhaps a romantic time together, a bit of sexual healing perhaps, but then withdraw again to contemplate, to process. I just feel like this is too intricate to say that one chat and you're going to work it out. Like, this is something you guys are ongoing working through, and it's separate and together. Like, I'll get to that shortly. But yeah, the feminines, and also notice here, for most likely course of action, the feminine had Queen of Wands, masculine had the King of Wands, and she is looking over to him. There's so much love and connection there. There's so much beautiful chemistry there. It could also be that there's this desire to put an end to the cold and separation, putting an end to the withdrawals, to the pulling apart. But that, I feel like that can't come until some very big conversations are had, not just physical reunion, but really talking it out on a soul level here. Outcome cards, it's that King and Queen again of Swords. Sorry, they were this way, looking at each other. And what's in the center is these are the two people having some clear communication, truly communicating, and not being whimsical or fancy. Like, just no, this is totally grounded, logical communication. And what are we talking about? This is what was in the middle of these two. Sorry, my hands just aren't big enough, right? These two, drop them. They're talking about this. They're talking about the longevity, the things that you are creating here together. Does this look like what we both want it to look like? Are we on the same page here? Do we want the same things? There's a lot of there's something old that needs to be released, some old pains and stuff, like I may have said earlier in the reading, some things that are not wanting to bring old baggage into this connection, but truly build something that's going to last, that's going to be strong, no messing around. Like, this is serious sort of talking, very serious plans for the future type talking. And really discussing, is this right for us? Like, truly, is this what we both want? Getting really honest and really clear. That's the outcome. So masculine's oracle card is, deep in your heart you already know the answer. Do what you feel is right. And deep cellular healing, physical and emotional healing for the masculine. So, and I can see that through this whole reading here, the masculine is needing to take care of his own heart. He's take care of his own healing at this time. Past wounds that have been triggered, to really connect in with that. And ask about why they've come up, and really investigate that and how it may be getting projected onto this relationship, if that applies. The feminine has two cards based in trust. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. And trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So if there is a sense of urgency to work things out, bring it back to that mantra, I don't need all the answers right now. But also just giving time for the masculine to come forward. I feel it'll be the masculine that comes forward. And to hold space and just, like, truly accept it for what it is in this moment. It doesn't, not try and project any ideas of what the relationship should look like or how the healing should go, but just truly trust it and hold space for what it is. And that, when in the sense of time is not running out, that to me it takes away any sense of urgency to try and work it out, but to truly hold space, truly. And then the bridging card for this connection was, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. And that's really resonant with holding space. Because there is no right and wrong. There is no sense of urgency. It's just trusting and allowing it to be what it is. It's not right, it's not wrong, it just is. And let's talk about it. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that one resonated too. And what can I even say? It just feels very complex. So I'm sending a little love to you, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye.